Hi, the DVD you are about to watch is called Ready in 3. It will show you step-by-step considerations when preparing for an emergency. This DVD was developed in Missouri by the Springfield Greene County Health Department and the Missouri State Department of Senior Services. We are very grateful that they created this DVD for the deaf and hard of hearing people. Since it was created in Missouri, the resources identified it are in Missouri. In preparing this DVD for you, we wanted to include captioning, voiceover, as well as other information, services, and programs that are specifically related to people living in Minnesota. The goal of Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services Division of the Minnesota Department of Human Services is to inform, educate, and explain to deaf and hard of hearing Minnesotans about emergency preparedness issues. This DVD will help to demonstrate and expand your understanding of what it is involved with preparing to handle an emergency. This DVD is not all-inclusive. It will not cover every possible emergency that might surface. You will notice that it is limited to 3 specific emergencies. It will show you emergencies such as floods, tornadoes, and lightning. These are Missouri's emergency examples. Their goal is to teach and show us the importance of being prepared in such an event, whether it is a strong storm or similar event. The key is being prepared. We will help you learn how to make an emergency preparedness kit. That kit will be good to use for any type of emergency. It can be used for floods, tornadoes, and lightning, but it can also be valuable during a pandemic or electrical outage lasting for 3, 4, or 5 days. There could be a chemical spill. You may need to leave your home for a period of time. This DVD will explain the importance of preparing a kit. Again, the kit is the key. This DVD is to help deaf and hard of hearing people to be better prepared in an emergency should it happen. The emergency preparedness kit some of you could make would include 3 days worth of different enough items such as food, water, clothing, etc. But we encourage you to prepare supplies for 5 to 7 days. It would be awful to prepare for 3 days if an emergency continues for 5 or more days. It is better to be over-prepared than not have enough supplies. You will notice throughout this DVD that there are regional signs that are different from Minnesota signs. An example would be for the sign for tornado. Their sign in Missouri is this. Here in Minnesota, we use this. Another example would be this is their sign for a battery. They sign this. We use this sign or this sign. An example would be the word dangerous. In Missouri, they sign this. In Minnesota, we sign this or this or this. Another word that's often used on the DVD is the word computer. They sign this in the video. We sign this, or sometimes we sign this. So as you watch the DVD, I want you to be aware of those regional sign differences so that you won't be confused by them. Again, our heartfelt thanks goes out to the state of Missouri for creating this DVD. Ready in 3. 3 steps to prepare for an emergency.
Emergency disasters occur every day. These could be caused by tornadoes, floods, thunderstorms, or fires. Any of these could happen to you. Do you feel prepared? For example, if there were a tornado, do you know where to hide? If an emergency were to happen, do you have enough food and water to sustain your household? Do you know how to reach your family members should you be separated? If you answered no, then this information will help you to prepare for an emergency situation. Every year, more than 1,000 tornadoes touch down in the United States. Additionally, lightning strikes the earth over 20 million times a year. A mere 2 feet of water can cause your car to drive off the road. Natural disasters can occur at any time. However, you can be prepared to respond to an emergency situation in 3 easy steps. Step 1 is to develop a plan. Think about what can happen to you while at home, at work, at school, or various places you go every day. What are you going to do if the electricity goes out? What if you had no water or heat? What if you and your family members are separated during the time of an emergency, or if one of you was injured or became ill? Do you know what to do? You need to develop a plan in case of an emergency. Hi, what are you doing?
I just watched a program on emergency preparedness, and I'm making a list of all my family's contact information in case of emergency.
Oh, interesting. Can I see it?
Sure.
Cool. What a good idea.
Our family disaster plan is for every member to know what to do before an emergency occurs. For example, we have established a meeting place so that if our house were to catch on fire, we would know where to meet. Or if we had to evacuate our community, we would know where to meet.
Wow, you're right. That is really scary. Communication is very important so that I'll know how to protect my children.
That's a good point. You need to plan an escape route for both your home and your community. Not only should you have a plan, you should also have a contact list with both your phone numbers and email addresses. Make sure that each member of your family has a copy of this list with them. This way you are better able to keep in contact with each other. Setting up one central person as a point of contact is also a good idea.
Yes, that is something I need to do to be prepared. Now, where did you get that form?
I downloaded and printed it from the internet. You can also get a copy of it mailed to you at no charge.
Great. I need to go home and check out that website.
Wait, that's just the first step in a 3-part process. You're ready now for step 2. Packing.
Packing? What do you mean by that?
Let me explain.
Wonderful. Now their families will know what to do in the event of an emergency. Tracy saw Kim making a plan for her family. Kim's family has established a meeting place in the community in the case of an emergency. Her family also has phone numbers and email addresses of who to contact should they be separated. Now the second step is to have a survival kit ready with clothes, food, and everything you'd need for up to 3 days, should you be stranded in your home or community. Kim, as you will see, has everything she needs. Let's watch. Wow, that's a lot of stuff!
This is my emergency preparedness kit. This kit contains everything you'd need in the event of some type of disaster or emergency. Enough food and water to take care of my family for 3 days, or in case you needed to leave the house or city for any reason. Put a variety of different items in your kit. Rice, instant soups, trail mix, peanut butter. Make sure you have a manual can opener in case the electricity is out. Bottles of water are also important to have in your kit.
How much do I need?
You need 1 gallon of water for each person each day. This water is used for drinking, bathing, and cooking. Also, make sure that your kit has a flashlight with extra batteries in case the electricity goes out. Also, be sure to have a first aid kit in case someone gets injured.
Interesting.
Make sure you have diapers, books, toys for the kids, prescription medication, and glasses. Also, be sure to have an extra set of keys, credit cards, and cash.
But how can you afford all of this?
All of these items were already in my house. These are items that I pick up all the time. I just separate some of it out and put it into my kit.
Could I put it all in this backpack?
No, these items should be stored in a container like this.
Huh.
Make sure you keep these items in a place that is dry and easily accessible.
Okay. So step 1 is planning. Step 2 is packing. What's step 3?
Step 3 is listening for information.
Well, where do you find information? On the internet? Now you can see Tracy is ready to move on to step 3, listening for information.
There are a variety of methods to gather information about weather alerts. You can use the radio or weather alerting devices. It is very important that your family has access to a weather alerting device like this that displays the information on a screen similar to a TTY.
Wait, you have a lot more money than I do. I can't afford something like that.
No, the cost is less than $30. It's very important for your family's safety, so you know when to go to the basement. Make sure you have extra batteries on hand in the basement and stay there until the weather has cleared.
You said radio was the first option for getting information. Well, what's the second?
Your sidekick. I always have my sidekick with me. I am able to get access to the internet and receive weather alerts from the emergency broadcast system. You can sign up for the service, and it will alert you to emergency weather happening in the area.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing all of this information. It gives me an idea of what I need to have. Now I'm going to go home and get started on preparing my emergency kit.
You can also have your kids sign up to receive weather alerts. You can show them how to do it on your computer. It's simple. It's very important for your family to know what to do and who to contact in the event of an emergency.
Great. Well, thank you again for sharing all of this information. I'm going to run home and get everything together to see what I have and what I need and prepare my emergency kit. It's important to protect my family.
Just remember these 3 easy steps and you and your family will be prepared for an emergency.
Now, as you can see, Tracy and Kim have a good start in preparing their family for an emergency. By following 3 simple steps. Number 1, developing a plan. Number 2, packing an emergency kit. And number 3, having a means to gather information, you can be prepared to protect you and your family in the event of an emergency. Now, do you think you're ready for a flood? If it were to happen today, what would you do? In the past 100 years, floods have killed more people than any other weather disaster. Floods are happening more often in the U.S. today than in the past. Did you know that it only takes 2 feet of water to topple a car over? This here is just 2 feet. People die when they try to drive through the rushing water. Just 6 inches of water can knock a person off their feet. Would you know where to go if a flood were to hit your street? Have alternate routes prepared ahead of time so you are able to escape. The waters in a flood become very easily contaminated. Protect yourself by ensuring your immunizations are up to date, specifically your tetanus shot. Is it okay to drink the water in my home if there's a flood?
In the event of a flood, the drinking water could be contaminated by chemicals, sewage, and debris. If you're going to use the water, boil the water for 5 minutes to decontaminate it.
Oh, I get it. So the water could be contaminated. What about the food?
Probably. If you find that your dry goods are wet, it's just best to throw it away.
Kim is right. For example, this box of dry rice, it looks fine, except for the bottom, which is wet. If you see that your dry goods have accumulated moisture, throw them away. Another way you can protect yourself is through flood insurance. Flood insurance is a separate policy from your homeowner's or renter's insurance. It is a separate policy that you can purchase for your home. You are insured 30 days after purchasing the policy. Be sure to purchase the insurance before the onset of the flood season. Now, after a flood, you may notice that items in your home have water damage and strong odors. You may not know how to safely clean up and dispose of the damaged goods and property. Your best option is to call your local public health department to ask for their advice on how to handle your damaged property. You can also check the internet for more information. Tracy and Kim have talked about how to prepare for a flood disaster. Now let's move on to tornadoes. Do you feel prepared should one come to your area? Do you know how many tornadoes hit the USA every year? More than 1,000 tornadoes touch down in 1 year. Tornadoes kill about 70 people and injure over 1,500 annually. Some tornadoes can reach speeds of up to 250 miles per hour or greater. They destroy trees, damage homes, and devastate properties. Tornadoes can span up to 1 mile wide and up to 50 miles in length. So how do you protect yourself? If a tornado is developing, the National Weather Service will broadcast a tornado watch via television, radio, or your weather alerting device. The NWS will declare a watch when there are severe thunderstorms, hail, strong winds, dark clouds, and the conditions are such that a tornado could develop. The NWS will declare a tornado warning when a tornado has been spotted or it shows up on the radar. This means that the tornado could touch down at any moment and you should go to a safe place. The best place to go is your basement or a storm shelter. If you do not have a basement, go to a middle room with no windows. For example, a bathroom or a closet. Wait there until the storm has passed. Protect yourself under a strong piece of furniture. For example, a large table. It may seem silly, but it could possibly save your life from winds or falling debris. Mobile homes, trailers, and cars are not safe options for you when a tornado is nearby. If you are in one of these locations and you are alerted of a tornado warning, leave immediately. Look for a secure shelter, preferably a basement. If there is no building nearby, go to the nearest ditch and cover your head. If the ditch fills up with water, evacuate and find another safe location. Pay attention to the television and mobile devices to know when the warning is over and it is safe to go outside. Remember, tornadoes are very dangerous and can cause severe degrees of damage. Please practice now how to turn off the electrical fuse box, gas, and water in your home. After the tornado is over, do not turn back on the utilities until you know it is safe to do so. If the electricity has been off for a long time, the food in your refrigerator can become spoiled. Check the food in the refrigerator and make sure everything is okay. If your canned foods are leaking or bulging, discard them. If you open something and it smells bad, throw it away immediately.
Do you see this jar?
It looks brand new.
See here? The pressure seal has popped up. This may have been damaged during the tornado. You should throw it away. If you were to cook with this sauce, you could become sick. That is an important tip to keep in mind.
Kim makes a good point. If you have questions regarding food safety, contact your local public health department. The health department can provide you with information for food and water safety. Tracy and Kim are better prepared for a flood or tornado disaster. But do you think they're ready for a thunderstorm? Lightning strikes the earth about 20 million times per year. About 80 people are killed and close to 300 are injured annually. Anytime there is a thunderstorm, lightning will occur. These storms tend to happen in the summertime. But how do you protect yourself? There are some basic rules you should be aware of when dealing with lightning. Stay inside until the storm is over. Before the storm, you can protect yourself by staying in a strong, secure building and unplugging all of your electrical appliances. Do not use your TTY or your video phone. And do not bathe or shower during a thunderstorm. If you are caught outside during a storm, do not stand under or near a tree or any tall pole. Either of these will attract lightning to them and could hurt you. Also, leave all of your camping, fishing, and golfing equipment aside. If you can't get into a building, go into a car that has a hard top. Roll up the windows and do not touch any part of the car that is metal. If you are in the woods, get down in the lowest area that you can find. If you start to feel tingling or electricity running through your body, what do you think you should do?
So do you know what to do if you are outside in a lightning storm?
No, what do I do?
Keep your head protected, your knees under you. Basically, Roll yourself up into a ball.
I can't lay down? I have to roll into a ball?
The reason for that is, if you are rolled into a ball and lightning strikes you, it will bounce off rather than running through your body.
The reason for rolling yourself into a ball was because there were no shelters around to take cover in. The best place to go is in the basement of a secure building. If you are out in a boat, go back to shore and get into a building immediately. Lightning is very dangerous and kills many people every year. 90% of people struck by lightning still survive, but it takes a long time to recover. They have problems such as memory loss, seizures, numbness, dizziness. It is best to protect yourself and get into a safe place. Remember to watch the National Weather Service alerts. In this program, you have learned that floods, tornadoes, and lightning storms are very dangerous. But you have also learned how to protect yourself and your family should one of these disasters strike. Now let's see what Tracy and Kim have learned.
So Tracy, do you remember the 3 steps to prepare yourself and your family for an emergency?
Yes, you told me to first create a plan, have emergency contact information for everyone to use, establish a point person and location to meet should your family become separated. Second, pack an emergency preparedness kit that includes food, water, money, and credit cards. Peanut butter, canned food, and what else?
Medications.
Oh, yes, right. That's very important. Then the third step is to have some way of getting information. This could be through a mobile device, the radio, or a weather alerting device.
Very good.
Thank you so much for sharing this valuable information. I'm going to go home right now and pack my emergency kit. Tracy and Kim are ready in 3. They are prepared for anything. And you can be ready too if you remember these 3 simple steps to protect your family. You can start today.